Hey guys, this is Tigress coming back to you with Craftymon and episode 26 or 24. I think it's 24. I will find out in a very split second. No, it's episode 26. Yeah, okay, so I was right. It is just episode 26. And guys, today we're going to be continuing with the project. And before I get into that, first of all, I need sleep because it's dark. I also need to grab a bunch of cobblestone. And second of all, every time, my bed. Not your bed, villager. My bed. Third. Or the sheets felt scrunkly and everything. But want to quickly say, guys, would anyone want me to take a break from Craftymon for like say 2-3 weeks? These doors can stay open. Granted, praise myself a bit too much. I do really like how I managed to do the lights in this room because I will go through at some point name all the dogs, but I also like because I did a similar thing for the pattern around here because I wanted them to match up, so I had to do it with here. I just didn't do it in the middle. But some like in an episode, I don't know. I will go like basically travel to different points of the map. I might do a tiny bit of it today and track down to the 91 enough a reason to see some of the other dogs. Because from this point onwards, it's more of a let's play than like 'cause we got this. I've leveled it up to 29 by actually not intentionally like leveled it up. Guys, I'm speechless. Okay, so where's the wrong door? That'll just have to get me to some other point. But all I have to do is move some stuff from there. Are they stone, stone, stone? Well, looks like I'm going to my actual cobblestone chest now because I know it's going to have to at some point. I just thought I had more cobblestone. It's a lot more easy to work with full stacks. Than it is to now just to double check cobblestone, 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 cobblestone. Now we'll take that stack out because I don't think that's my second cobblestone chest. No, this is my second cobblestone chest. For now. Guys, I'll be honest now. First of all, I can quit my helmet. I'm not going to be that surprised if this chest is the equivalent of empty by the end. Because I've got a feeling I probably will be. Also, quickly want to talk about, I'll get to that in a second. Invincible season 4 is out, and oh my god, it was awesome. Like, without going into spoiler details, I will go into basically spoiler if I remember. I will talk about it more in depth and more spoiler wise in like the Craftymon episodes over the weekend. So like Monday's episode of Craftymon, because guys, at the time of filming, Invincible's been out a day. It's been out for a good while now. We can fly! Um, a fly like this just because it's slightly bit easier. But oh my god, who needs an elytra? We have this beast, so yeah, it's 100% staying with me. I probably end up will say putting Moonlight and Leapy on in a way, and carrying this thing and with me. And guys, the reason I didn't wanna the reason I didn't want to like level this thing up to level 30 out of episode is because I wasn't 100% sure whether it was gonna evolve or anything. I just wasn't sure, but from the looks of it, no. But yeah, so it was really awesome, guys. Everything I wanted from the start of the season. Now, my only annoyance was episode 2, but it was just personally because I wasn't that interested in it. Now, for the reasons, they go into more of the backstory of, more specifically, they go into Nolan's more backstory, and they go to they go into a whole thing to do with like Nolan and Alan and them working together and all. They go through all that. Like the first episode is to do with like Mark, Invincible pushing himself a lot because of everything that happened in season 3. Him then trying to push Oliver, all that lot. And then episode 2 is to do with Nolan and Alan, and to do with like Nolan's past and the whole Viltrumite thing, and the stuff that he needs to go collect to stop them. Then episode 3 is more to do. I want to say more to do with like Adam Eve and why, because if you didn't see season 3 at the end of season 3, her powers were sort of fading. Which, depending on the time skip between season 3 and 4, which I think is probably weeks, maybe a couple months. I don't think it's that much of a difference. I don't think. I could be wrong. Guys, we are continue building this. I don't know how much more bigger we're going to make it, but yeah, so depending on the time skip will basically depend on, without saying too much, how long Adam Eve's potential powers are going to mess with her. Now, I will go into more conversation in Monster Hunter, and anyone who does want to hear it, I will talk about it then. Or anyone who does want to watch it, hear me go about it. I will go into more conversation while streaming Marvel Rivals. Just because I don't I'm trying to avoid going into spoilers. Now, guys, I will do a tiny bit of this. Like, I'll do like 5-10 minutes worth of this. And then I will basically, again, have the cut between me having, say, a good bit of it done. But yeah, and I've seen a few people basically say, because basically, guys, in season 3, Adam and Eve and Invincible Mark, they'd only just got together, which meant, yes, they were going to focus more on their relationship. I don't blame them for doing that. The thing about it now, it's like, what solo parts did, like, Eve had a few minor bits where it wasn't her, just like her and Mark. Now, I have personally no problem with like them having them be this really cool power couple. No problem with it. As long as there is bits of, them doing their own thing. And we've seen Mark do his own thing in season 4 already. But we haven't really seen Eve do her own thing. Now, again, don't get me wrong, I think they're a good couple, and I do want to see more of it. But I might just use these 3 stacks up to finish this, but I'm not 100% sure yet. See, I want this to basically be this big, ginormous, a sort of path to a really amazing thing. Now, because I don't want to go and essentially put stealth swords in the water because it would mean doing way too much work, we're going to pretend the fact of there are. And you're not going to ask questions. Also, guys, I won't be doing this all episode. I probably will go and have another look around another. So, guys, we're back, and I've not done all of it, basically. The reason I'm heading back is because I decided that... Coming out of... That I basically wanted to make it longer. Now, I'm gonna make it longer... Not longer. I wanted to make the path essentially one wider on each side. Because I got to a point where I'm like... At this point, I'm kind of just making a stupidly long path, and it was getting stupid. So... We'll fill this back up. You know what? No, I will work with what I've got with, because this should be enough. Well, saying that, guys, I had like 5, 6 stacks left. It got me to where I did from all the way at the top. Because basically what it was just me a case of... Was just a literal case of me wanting to use the remaining of my stacks, but not wanting to go any further, so I was like, you know what, I will make it bigger on each side. And I do like how it looks. I probably want to basically... I don't know if I'll have the blocks to do it, but do 2 either side. I probably, like, what I probably will do is basically just do it in between episodes. Or dash in... Because I'm basically running out of cobblestone. Like, I've got what's left in that. I've got like that plus one more double chest. But then I'm out, and that's just for a bridge. Now, what I am thinking of doing is making this cobblestone and then just using stone just to finish it. Um, we'll put blocks. Just to start it off. But I will basically just do them in between. Right, guys, as soon as I do get all the way up to the end of that, I will then be back. I will then basically, that'll be that. We'll then go on an adventure, just so it's not all just looking. But I'll be back once I get to the top. So, guys, we're back. And we've done a decent bit. We've got some left. I did have to go into the ender chest to take a stack out. And I needed additional just over 3, so about 4. Which wasn't too bad. We are going to fly back, basically use this stack. We're going to then empty the ender chest. Because something I realised along the way, it's like, hold on, why have I just... Why have I literally just filled my ender chest? To then, you know, go on an adventure full of cobblestone. So if my inventory then fills up, I've got nothing to shock into anywhere. I'm snookered. Now, I'm going to say, thank God I've made ender chests like the last episode. Because, guys, they've been on my essential my list to make for a while. I've just been busy. Yeah, no, same then. Again, just going to quickly use this remaining stack up. Now, in between episodes, I say this, I know for a fact I'll forget. Because, guys, at the minute, I've not got nothing to really prepare for Craftymon. Because, again, I've got stacks of cobblestone, so I don't really need to be on to go mining. I also had to get a second nautical shell. Which, other than a condiment, which I don't... Actually, I say I don't have any plans. I do actually have an idea for one now. Basically, for my nice little kingdom area, I could make an underwater thing and just have a condiment be like the center of it. It would kind of be cool. And if I made it out of glass, it wouldn't be the first time I've lived... Granted, I'd need to find a desert. But it wouldn't be the first time I've lived in a glass house. I believe back on either the PlayStation 4 or the Xbox One is one of those two. Part of me wants to say the Xbox One. I was like, I want to live in like a dam, like an ocean. Like I don't want to live in a traditional house. And it was fun, annoying, but fun. Damn it. But first, I'm going to empty my inventory. Then check to see what dogs I do have. It's empty, so for now it'll be fine. But I will finish, basically, next episode, I will basically start around making the perimeter of the area, which might be fun. I actually don't know. 6 of them. From, just doing a list. Now, guys, I will say no. Nearly Peon can get put into a chest. Moonlight I kinda like. Now, can I read Shadow Gale? Like, no. Ominous can stay. Glazio? You know what? Glazio can stay. So can Moonlight. I'll say I have a 7 limit. Plus, the only overlap is from Scorch, who just like this really cool thing. But Phoenix was the starter. He was the ace. Granted, it would have been so cool if like Phoenix did evolve into this ginormous, Phoenix sort of bird thing, and like you could. One thing I would love to see is more creatures that you can. But unfortunately, Lepion. I say that as if it's French. I don't think it is. Lepion is unfortunately going to have to stay in the box. So based on spatial reasons, but thankfully it's night now. Now, I am going to grab a lead because I think I might have one, because I potentially might be able to do a nice little strategy. They're not taking up. I mean, they kind of are, but that's just worst case scenario. But I'd say they're not taking up any more room if I just bring one. Um, Boat. Duh. I was about to say, if I do, and it's like, hold on. Basically, I'll bring them all just in case I decide not to use the boat. But basically, a method I've done in the past is I've used the boat to drag them. Now, we are going to head over, like, that way. 6:30. Now, I'm saying no, I'm going to forget where the house is. Like, I know I've emptied it, and it's like, did I empty it? Yes, I did. Now, the one thing I didn't bring with me is probably what I should have, but worst case scenario, I say should have brought a bed with me. I can skip day if I need to. Oh dear, I choose you. Time to fly. Da, 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 da. Magic the Gathering. It comes with the iron tentacles. The iron tentacles, the iron legs. Now, I don't mind them. Kind of annoying to put on. More of a pain than they're really worth. But I was basically tapping them on my shirt earlier, just going da, da, and down, sort of singing going like the song for Star Wars. I think it was Star Wars anyway. That's what I was trying to do. I say tried, what I was accidentally trying to do. Now, guys, this is my nice little I say beach hut. My nice little cliff house. You got room for boats. And I mean, to be fair, at that point when I made this, I did not know how the deer was going to be able to. Nice little house. How the deer, can you walk in here? You can! I mean, you technically break your neck by walking through the wall, but you can face through it. Let's go. Now, I am basically just looking for any dogs that I don't have. And I know a particular rare one kind of spawns up on snowy mountains. And I don't just mean one. Had that I've not seen any too. Let you stretch a bit out of here. Now, a test I will test when I get back to my base, not where I'm all the way here, is if I have a Craftymon out and I die, what happens? Because I'm not 100% sure. Was I going up? No, we'll head back to the base. Not my problem. And we'll quickly double check a couple things while we're here. I was going to say, oh, so we've got a great... no, that's the cat, so... So there's those dogs, which are typical. They're standard. I think those are like the snowy mountain ones, which I've had for the longest, and those are the tiger biome ones. So I was wrong. I didn't have that particular one. Although, see guys, what I know what happened was, I saw something that looked familiar, and I got lost. Which is 100% like me. Now, I'll fly over this way. Because basically what I'll do is, I'll have a quick 5-10 minute look. There's a lot of cherry blossom trees up here. Although I will say, this just reminds me of Palmont. Yeah, Power World even. Not Palmont. Power World. Basically, guys, when it came out, I started playing it. I played it a little bit. But then I hadn't played it in a good while until recently, and I'm like, ooh, I fancy playing that again. And then I remember why I hadn't played it for a good while. Not because of the game or anything, because the game is still cool. Because, guys, the one annoyance is, I end up having all 3 episodes recorded for most of from the beginning of the week, which means I end up having to remember. Nope, can't remember that. Nope, hold on. When did that? What episode that? That's fine. I can mention that. But if I'm no, I'm not wrong. Actually, kind of. Basically, guys, Wind Serpent and Bushy ends up coming back, and I believe it was in yesterday's video. Don't quote me on that because I could be wrong, and if not, suppose it's surprise for tomorrow's. But I believe it was in tomorrow's because I remember thinking, I can make some shorts from that, and I've just remembered about those. because it was 4v5, because instead of helping the team, they started to go on a rant and basically call the whole team shit and go basically not go AFKK, but basically do the equivalent of doing nothing until they get threatened, until the game threatens to kick them, and then moving, but then basically standing in spawn, doing the minor not to get kicked, which is basically not much. Oh, hello. And they were basically just being like all this stuff. They started insulting me. I was playing Sigma at the time, so yeah, it was like Monday. Sorry, Aldir. I'm using you a lot, but you are like the only thing I've got that can fly. And we ended up losing, and it was comp. And I ended up thinking, oh, Moira, just leave at this point. But no, they would have been punished a lot worse. I think the punishment if you leave is actually worse. But part of me was like, part of me was like, hold on, why did I want them to leave? I ended up thinking, nope, don't leave. Although to be fair, they probably would have been more useful if they did. Hello. Okay, so we are in a desert, so I do know what one is. Okay, so my game lagged like anything then. As long as I can actually get in. And I was for some reason crouched. Oh wait, yeah. Now I know why. Thinking, why the hell was I crouched? I mean, I'll take it. Not gonna be. It's nothing. Anything. It's not really that good. The gold's nice. Yes! Enchanted gold apple! And do Narmer Smith and Timberlates. More? Okay, yeah. One good enchantment, not so bad otherwise. I'm happy I explored that. No, god apples, I say god apples. Golden apples, golden enchanted apples are rare, and the nose got. How the hell do I get out of this place? Oh, wait, yeah, fell in from the sky, didn't I? Hello. I've never seen you before. You're gonna one-shot it, aren't you? Guys, we were stupid far away. I was not doing all that on foot. Now, I don't really like using them. But in this case, it would have taken me way too long to get back. Which is time I could spend leveling up Funk. Funk by 2 levels. Oh god, it's not gonna be this again. Guys, as a kid, something that I did get away with was basically I had 3 cats as a kid, and I had 3 dogs. I've also had a handful of fish. The 3 dogs' names was I had a dog called Bella from when I was young. I had to get her put to sleep when I was like 12, roughly. And then I had a dog called Barney and Ruby very quickly after that because I wasn't coping. Let Funk grab her, gain up a couple levels. And so we ended up getting 2 more dogs. I've said the stories about those because like I did take time off because of those. But then I had 3 cats. One was called Socky, who I had up until I think it was I was in college, so I think it was no, it wasn't. Like up until like 2018, 2019. Like, cause I know, cause I remember the situation. They can go in there for now. That can go in there. We'll keep apples, like enchanted rarities, in my ender chest. And then I had another one called I think it was something F. I honestly can't remember the other 2. Because basically, guys, where I live, it's a road next to like an actual like normal, like next to like the main road. And cats have got a history of basically getting run over. It's not great and it's kind of sad. But it's unfortunately true. And one of those cats, I used to go around saying, "Fucky, fucky, fucky." I don't know why. I honestly don't. And like, I do. Like, again, no idea why. It's just something I did. And the impaling can go with the featherbane can go with that. And again, it was something I did. I don't know why. And I know the story well because I think my mother used to laugh at it or like funny, but because basically, guys, I was like 4 or 5, so it was that a good 15 to like 17 years ago? Because I'm 22 now. So again, I was young. That was almost like 2 decades ago. It's not that far from it, and I don't know why I did. I did. Like I've been told it a few times, and I'm like, no, sure. It's like, no, you did, and it was like, Okay, so if you laugh, then it's just encouraging, because even I know if a kid starts swearing or anything or starts doing something that he shouldn't, never laugh. It's just encouragement. Again, yep, that's full, so that needs to be emptied. At this point, I'm just trying to level this thing up a bit. Now, unfortunately, I can't remember like two of the cats' names. I think one was probably something like Fussy or something. But again, guys, to like young me, like child me, it was like hard to say. So I don't know why I went with Bucky. I don't know why. But again, I can see the funny side of it. Like, I've always had pets. And guys, I'm one of those people, I've always been close to my animals. Like, I don't know why. Actually, saying that, they're generally nicer. Dog is a man's best friend. And again, takes me to get my teachers. My dogs never whinged at me as much as my teachers did, which was usually about the fact of Tigress, why you've not done your homework. What dumb excuse can I left at home? Which even now, you know, 5 years later. No, six. I got like I left high school at 16, because guys in the UK we do because that looks stupid. That just reminds me of a cannon launcher. No, that was kind of underwhelming. But like again, UK we leave school at 16. Now I left at 15 because we left in May. My birthday's in June. Also, guys, if you're on Reddit, please like, comment, subscribe, and a nice little thing that you can do for my birthday is I'd love to get to triple digits for subscribers. So if you're on Reddit, please like, comment, subscribe. Because if I had enough subscribers, I would 100% put more time and effort in. I could afford to. I could afford to get better equipment, all that lot. And if you want to see better videos, it does come in the fact of people subscribing. Because right now, this is just why I do it a lot more on a hobby. Mainly because I've got the time. But that's because I record late at night and spend afternoons editing. It's the reason why I only stream for like an hour or so, because it's basically all I can do. But, finish what I was saying. Um, but yeah, we finished, like, I love 15 because the fact that I wasn't 16 at the time. But I turned 16 like a month later. And guys, because we had to then go back for exams. And my first reaction was, how going back on my birthday? I am not doing exams on my birthday. I double checked. I think my last exam was like the 9th of June. I'm like, too close to my birthday, but it's not on my birthday. No. I also had to go back to the high school again to collect results. Now, I can't remember how well they did, because I didn't do that great. I got a C in catering, which was pretty good, but that's because I was able to catch up on work. Because guys, funny story about my catering. Um, I went from being the furthest behind in class to catching up by essentially ditching a few other lessons and catching up. And I don't mean literally ditching. I do mean going, hey, miss, yeah, I'm behind on so many lessons. Can I just bugger off to the place where I bugger off 3 times a day at this point? Because guys, I was out of Welsh because I had to take it. I'm English, but I do live in Wales. And out of RE. And I also did do music, but that's because I decided to be a dick and copy off a mate. Fun story there. I might go into it one day. I also did drama, because again, I do overall like acting. It was fun. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. This is Diagram signing off. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you're on your way, please like, comment, subscribe. And birthday's in June, which does give a couple months. Let's see if we can hit triple digits. I very much doubt we could, but it'd be nice. So, again, this is Diagram signing off, and I'll see you next time. Bye.